Hey there, I'm Holly. Do you think that you need to spend a fortune in plants and water to have a beautiful garden here in Florida? Well, what if I told you the perfect Florida landscape plants are already right under your feet? Let me introduce you to the wild petunia. The native petunia not only is beautiful, it supports our native pollinators, it thrives in tough conditions, and it costs you nothing. Just what you need to live like a Floridian. One thing you can do as a beginner in looking for native plants is go in your yard and see those pretty weeds that pop up. Things like this right here is a wild petunia. This plant is beautiful. You might see it pop up and then you mow the lawn, you think it's a weed and it goes away, but it comes right back. They have beautiful little purple flowers. They are excellent pollinators for native plants, and it looks like they're low growing. You'll see if we continue to look in the yard, I'm gonna find another one right here, another one out here. If I really start looking, I'll see them popping up all over. So that's gonna help me say, okay, what is this? Is it something I could look at as a native plant in my garden? So you wanna pop that in your iNaturalist or something else and say, hey, what is this that's blooming? It'll tell you if it's a native or if it truly is some sort of weed or invasive. And I wanna show you what happens if you actually pull this out of the ground and put it in a pot and let it grow. So this is what happens when you let that wild petunia actually grow. It's very tall. This one has about 6 blooms on it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have it growing in a pot and I planted some more around it. So eventually this pot is going to be full. It's going to be tall and have all these gorgeous blooms on it. So this is something that was free. I found it in my yard. I looked it up. I knew it was a native, and now I'm moving it over into my native area so I can watch them, I can water them if necessary. But remember, native plants, especially in Florida, are very drought tolerant, so I won't have to water them very much. Wild petunias are pretty tough, about as tough as they come. They have strong roots. Their root system spreads wide and they actually hold water in their roots and bring water up to the surface. So they have a great ability to survive during our drought seasons. Now that doesn't mean they don't love the rain. They're going to soak up that water and hold it in their roots. And during drought times, they're going to make sure it has enough to survive and provide food for our wildlife. Transplanting petunias from your yard to a pot is pretty simple. Grab a shovel, dig it up, make sure you get most of the root system. And move it to your new location. You want to water them in, make sure they have plenty of water to establish, and from there, you don't have to worry. Just let them thrive. This is one little area off of my porch that I'm working on making more native and having availability for pollinators to come get food. Slowly, I'm working on it. It's not all at one time. This is after a year, so remember, it takes time. Most of our Florida native plants aren't going to have big, lush, gorgeous blooms. Their blooms are much smaller, but there's a reason for that. Most of our native pollinators, mostly bees, require a small stem for them to get down in there to gather the nectar or the pollen. So if you provide big giant blooms with long tubes, it's very difficult for them to get food. And that's why Florida natives are important for the reproduction and continuance of our native pollinators. Now, when you buy plants at big box stores, most things that you buy are non-native to Florida. And that means you're going to have to add extra water and fertilizer, which both cost you money and time. Then they're going to be susceptible to fungus and disease. The best thing you can do for your yard and the ecosystem of Florida is to plant native. Now, oftentimes people say, well, I love those big, gorgeous blooms from where I came from. But the thing is, we need to think about where we live now. Florida is the most unique ecosystem in all of the United States. And the reason we have native plants is because they are adapted to where we live. They're adapted to survive the harsh weather that we receive every year. And it's always changing. But something wild like our petunias that grow here natively, we can actually mow over them and they like it. They're going to keep growing, they're going to keep blooming, and that's going to have those low growing blooms. But we can also plant them in a pot or put them in our landscaping and let them get big. They'll actually get about 2 feet tall and produce lots and lots of blooms every day from spring through summer. Many people come to Florida for the wildness of it, and we want to keep it that way. And the only way we can is by providing our native plants to protect our pollinators and our wildlife. Florida is such a unique place. Let's keep it wild. How is the wild petunia a lot like being a true Floridian? Well, petunias are low growing. They aren't too showy. They have gorgeous blooms that bloom again and again and again. They also have tough, fibrous roots, and those roots grow deep, and they like to stay strong, they like to weather all the storms, and they come back.